I call her Big Tits. And I've obviously sold her lambs, and because there you can see her teats there. If I don't have her near the house when she lambs, her lambs would die, because they actually get bigger than that with a newborn lamb. Oh, that's obviously a quiet one. Hello. You're not even a potty. I think you are anyway. So yes, and I even though I should be culling her, I won't cull her because I can easily milk some colostrum out of her to pop in the freezer for lambs that might be struggling and what have you. You need your babies off you, don't you? Once the babies get taken off, then they'll put on a heap more weight. They put everything into their lambs, and because most of these ewes did have twins, so, and that's the other thing. It wasn't a sensational price, but it wasn't a bad price, and when you've got twin lambs, well, it's not bad money for a unit. So this cow here, she lost her calf 6 weeks, 2 months ago, and we were fortunate enough to be able to, or my husband sourced a calf. She cried so much, her calf had actually got its head stuck in the smallest of frames on a trailer, and it would have cut its windpipe. And we would have had to have been there on the spot when it happened with an angle grinder. And this poor cow cried and cried. It was just terrible. So fortunately my husband, yeah, he was able to source a calf, and she just loves him to bits. I'm sure she knew it wasn't her own calf, but she was just grateful to have a baby. So yeah, it's amazing. This calf looked so small when we got him and put him out here with the other calves, and he has grown so much because this cow does have some dairy, you know, somewhere too, so it doesn't look too out of place, and she just makes a heap of milk. So, but you do love your new baby too, don't you? Following me, thinking I should be feeding them, and they're really not too bad for the amount of grass they got, but nah, they still reckon their mum should be giving them something else. I'm not feeding yours. No, I'm not. So this is how I like my lambs, because then when I've got keep my ewe portion, they're so lovely and quiet. Sometimes pains in the neck because they're too quiet. I have actually kicked my potties out here, and they're not real happy about it. And here's one of me girls. Hello, darling. Hello. You kicked out in the big paddock with the other lammies. Hello. Hello. Hello, little fella. Now, I don't want you coming through the gate. Not until shearing time. Yeah, I've done it a bit tough, you poor little bugger. Some of me merino lambs, they're a lot smaller than I'd like them to be because I had so many twins, and yeah. These ewes out here I picked up yesterday with my son. I'm buying them back off a farmer who actually sold them to as lambs, like for breeding fat lambs. And he's going out of sheep, so I actually got 16 back off him that he had left. So it just means I can cull a few more of my older girls. And I'm pretty sure some of them know they're back home. I'm in the process of moving across the ewes over to the shearing shed. I'm going to foot pair these girls and put them through the foot bath. And in the process of coming out, I've found myself a handful of shore thistles and saffrons which I've pulled out, and a couple of black thistles I've sprayed. And as you can see, yeah, there's a lot of grass out here. I've got to try and start getting a bit of time to start get some slashing done before it's just too thick and long. wondering what the hell I'm doing. I like to try and just chase them up while I see them, because it can be quite difficult sometimes remembering where they were, so I try very much just to keep on top of them. And here's a saffron, so I can pull him out while I'm about it. Oh, I've got a thin set of gloves on. I've got some really good leather ones, but oh shit. He hasn't got a huge root system, but best time to get him. I could just leave that on the paddock, but I just don't like the look of it. Had a couple of limbs come down the other day, so I'll have to get the chainsaw onto that and get that cleaned up at some stage. One of me poor old boys getting a bit puffed. He's pretty fat and he's feeling his age a little bit. Your little back fella here. Me ripping little ram. All right, little mate. Stan, come here. Good girls. I am very, very proud with how clean I do keep this farm. I like it nice and spotless.